A bill that would make it a misdemeanor to approach a police officer within 25 feet while they perform their duties is advancing in the legislature. Some are saying it would have a chilling effect. LBJ reports.
Well, I heard from our police officers and some of their families, quite honestly, that were concerned about the safety of the police officers when they're involved in an investigation, and particularly when they're making traffic stops.
Representative Mike Johnson of Pineville on why he thinks his HB 85 is necessary. You can be charged with a misdemeanor for coming within 25 feet of an officer conducting police work.
The police officers, in their testimony, in their discussion, made it clear that it gave them enough room that they felt comfortable. It eases the anxiety of approaching a vehicle to have someone behind them or around them.
The ACLU of Louisiana opposes the bill, tweeting HB 85 would have a chilling effect on people who observe misconduct. And while the Fraternal Order of Police and other law enforcement agencies have come out in favor, Raphael Goyeneche of the Metropolitan Crime Commission also opposes the bill.
I think the bill is largely duplicative with an existing law that prohibits individuals from interfering in a police investigation. So there is slightly different language in House Bill 85 that also includes interfering with the performance of an officer's duties, whereas the existing law says that you can't interfere with an investigation.
As opposed to passing a new law, Goyeneche offers this.
You should amend the existing law rather than create a potential conflicting law.
For Moving New Orleans Forward, I'm LBJ, WGNO News.
A controversial bill that would ban people under 21 from bars was heavily amended after a lot of pushback. The bill by Senator Beth Mizell came after 19-year-old LSU student Madison Brooks was served alcohol at a Tigerland bar. That night, she was also raped and she died after getting hit by a car while she was walking in the road. The changes to the bill still allow people 18 to 20 to go into bars, but it cracks down on checking IDs. It also shifts the fault of underage drinking onto the bar.
We can acknowledge we've created and we're supporting a culture that's not in the best interest of our young people. And, if we're going to be taken seriously, we need to act like we're going to follow our own laws.
Senator Mizell says she was hoping the bill would go farther to limit access to alcohol to underage people, but she plans to bring more legislation on the issue in the future. Louisiana shrimpers rallied at the state capitol this week. They were there to press state government on the issue of imported shrimp. They say it's taking away from the local industry. Dawson D'Amico has the story.
Louisiana shrimpers and supporters of the industry are making their presence known here at the Capitol building to have their voices heard in order to save the industry they know and love.
We've been fighting imports for a long time. Now it's the point where we're about to lose our industry. We've been telling our federal government, we've been telling our state government that this day was going to come, and today's here. We just had an opening of the season with people going in the hole trying to make a living.
For years, the Louisiana shrimping industry has been under attack by cheaper imported shrimp from China, Indonesia, and other parts of the world. Because of this, the cost of shrimp has dropped tremendously for shrimpers in the South. With the price of fuel, maintenance, and living in general, shrimpers say it is just not enough.
This is actually worse than any hurricane or any spill ever had, because this will not go away. If you can't turn a profit, you're out of business.
The signs say it all. Imported shrimp are not wanted here in Louisiana. With the ban of imports looking to not really happen, some shrimpers want to compromise so they can continue their work.
We catch about 20% of the shrimp, brought in that's consumed. So if they would just cut it back to 75%, where we'd have our little 25%, of the industry, and put a tariff on the shrimp, where we could get a fair price.
State Representative Mac Cormier has been a voice in office for the industry. He advises all supporters to vote to protect one of the most important industries in Louisiana.
So we have to protect them. We have to do more for them. And again, this is an election year, and the shrimpers need to unite and form and say, look, who's selling us out? All right? and then make your voice heard in November.
In Baton Rouge, Dawson D'Amico, KLFY News 10.
And another controversial bill passed the House this week that would release criminal records of juveniles in 3 majority black parishes. Now, the bill is presented as a way to address crime with transparency. Those against it say it would put a target on kids who have not even been convicted of a crime. Attorney General Jeff Landry is celebrating the passage of this bill.
This bill brings us one step closer to having a solution to solve the violent crime destroying our state and put some accountability and transparency back in our criminal justice system. Those of you who are sick and tired of the violent crime in our state, I encourage you to join us in asking our state senators to support this legislation.
And this bill would only apply to Caddo, Orleans, and East Baton Rouge parishes, all parishes with relatively high crime rates. The bill now advances to the Senate. Multiple bills at the legislature this week looked to expand safety for renters and allow for transparency in the application process. Capitol reporter Shannon Heck brings us details of the resistance they faced.
There were 2 bills that look to bring more transparency and safety when it comes to renting a house or an apartment. But the bills faced a lot of opposition in committee. HB 606 by Representative Edmund Jordan looked to expand on Baton Rouge's ordinance called Devon's Law. Devon Page was a 3-year-old shot and killed in his bed during a drive-by shooting. The bill would allow for tenants to leave their lease if there are 2 or more violent crimes reported within a 1/10 of a mile radius.
My daughter had been pleading and saying, look, if you all don't release us from this lease, somebody's going to get killed in my house.
While legislators were sympathetic to the tragic loss, they fear it would be too easy for people to take advantage of. HB 180 looked to save formerly incarcerated people from spending hundreds on application fees for apartments when they keep getting rejected for their previous crimes. The bill would require landlords to disclose reasons why a criminal history could disqualify them for their housing.
We always say that everybody deserves a second chance. Well, being someone who was formerly incarcerated, where is our second chance? All we ever get is denied. All we ever get is rejected.
The bill had numerous cards against it from apartment owners and realtors. Representative Willard says that he plans to bring this bill back again next year, and Representative Edmonds said that he will try again to amend the language before the next meeting. At the Capitol for your local election headquarters, I'm Shannon Hecht.
State lawmakers tried to hammer out a deal on the budget, and Governor John Bel Edwards doesn't like what he sees so far. We'll have Shannon Hecht in studio to talk about our coverage. Stay with us.